I see a man that's like tall, like 6'5", looks like he plays basketball, like slender build, but also like a little muscly. I see a man like that and I start walking like this, rubbing it together, get a little friction in between my legs. I go,
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, I, as always, have some more ridiculous TikTok clips for you here today from modern women. And we're going to be kicking it off with this one from this woman right here who says, you know, don't date the ugly men, right? She doesn't want to date the uglies. She will only date hot men now, is what she says. Now, this is, you know, coming from this particular woman who, depending on your personal inclinations, may or may not fit that criteria herself. But hey, let's jump into it. Guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's take a listen.
PSA, I am only dating hot guys. This is the Hawkeye era. I'm only gonna date hot men from now on because, first of all, you date the uglies. They will humble you so quick because they got you and then they're like, dang, there must be something so good about me if I got this hot girl and I look like this.
So let's just stop it right here. Number one, this woman is assuming that she's attractive to people. You know, I don't need to be rude or anything, but dare I say bold assumption. That's the first thing. Secondly, guys, imagine with all of these videos that these modern women make online, I just want you to imagine for a moment that a man makes a video like this. And you know, he's like, you know what, guys, stop dating the uglies, right? Stop dating the women who are very unattractive and so on and so forth. I mean, the internet would have an absolute field day with those clips, okay? But because modern women say it, then apparently it's totally fine. Don't date the uglies. So this woman has dated dudes, she's dated chads who didn't want her, obviously. Now her ego is hurt, and she's calling these guys uglies. Yo guys, just a heads up, today's video was sent to me by Maverick Man 101. Make sure you go check out his channel and the original video. Both of them will be linked in the video description and the pinned comment. Let's get back to the video.
You so quick because they got you and then they're like, dang, there must be something so good about me if I got this hot girl and I look like this. There must be something really amazing about me that like made me get her, so like let me treat her like crap and see what I can get away with. Ugly guys can treat you like crap, hot guys can treat you like crap, but at least when a hot guy treats you like crap, you're like, okay, at least you're hot. When the ugly guy treats you like crap, you're like, how dare you? So just date the hot ones, because honestly there is no difference between like a hot guy and an ugly guy and how they treat you. It just really depends on the guy.
So let's just pause it here. This is, so no matter what quality of man in terms of attractiveness, apparently, that this woman dates, all of them seem to cheat on her. Now, dare I say, guys, that perhaps men are not the problem here. I find this funny because, you know, she's throwing out the words ugly, she's saying attractive, unattractive, and so on. But we all know that these women, you know, they've got their height requirements, they've got their looks requirements, and anything else they would view as settling. So, of course, they don't really want to choose anyone who's not attractive. I find it hard to believe that this woman is out here hooking up with dudes who are not highly attractive to her, or at the very least, somewhat kind of attractive to her. And so she just comes across as very, very jaded by the fact that men don't want to commit to her. That's what all of these videos, in essence, are about, guys, is women just failing miserably to secure commitment from men. Oh, he cheated on me. Oh, this man's awful. All men are awful. These women cannot choose men to save their lives, guys. It is absolutely insane.
At least when a hot guy treats you like crap, you're like, okay, at least you're hot. When the ugly guy treats you like crap, you're like, how dare you? So just date the hot ones, because honestly there is no difference between like a hot guy and an ugly guy and how they treat you. It just really depends on the guy, you know, his character, everything like that. So babe, get you a hot man. You deserve it.
So guys, before we even continue on to the next clip, okay, this woman, you know, she's out here throwing around these words, and I'll just say this again. I think a lot of the dudes who are watching this video right now, I can already see, okay, guys, I'm a wizard, all right? I can see into the future. The comments that are going to be left on my video about this woman's appearance perhaps are not going to be the most generous. You know, she's out here calling men uglies and so on. I can already tell you that a lot of men perhaps don't think that you're the most, dare I say, aesthetic individual to walk the face of the planet either. You know, so I think it's, you know, once you start throwing around these words, guys, just be prepared because, for example, if you're posting them to the internet, these videos, people might not necessarily agree or find you attractive either. Let's continue into the next clip. Guys, we are venturing into clips that I have not yet seen today, so we are watching them together for the first time. So, you know, maybe I'll suffer a little less brain hemorrhaging if I only have to listen to them once. Let's continue into this next one, guys. Let's see what this lovely lady has to tell us.
I see a man that's like tall, like 6'5", looks like he plays basketball, like slender build, but also like a little muscly. I see a man like that and I start walking like this, rubbing it together, get a little friction in between my legs. I go, I want him so bad. I want him so bad. I don't even care if he's like kind of ugly in the face. Like 6'5" just makes me want to start biting through my mattress. Like I don't know what is wrong with me, but it gets me. And those,
you know, guys, I was wrong. Okay, I thought that this video would perhaps, you know, these videos that we're listening to, they would perhaps be a little bit less painful if I only have to listen to them once instead of 2 times. But no, they're just as awful every single time. Every single time I play the video, guys, without fail, I'm like, oof, you know, oof, that's a bit painful to listen to, isn't it? So creepy. Again, imagine a dude makes a video like this, right? And he just posts it out there to the internet. Like everybody would consider if a man made the exact same video, he would be creepy. You know, he would just be, don't let that man near women, okay? Because he's clearly not safe. And yet you have women who make videos like this and they're just so incredibly creepy. I don't know what other way to say it, guys. Like so desperate, so creepy, still can't get a man. Hilarious.
6'5" just makes me want to start biting through my mattress. Like I don't know what is wrong with me, but it gets me. And those men are boring. Guys over 6'3" have no personality because they never had to, because they're tall. They just look at you and you're like, all right, which hole do you want? Like, and I fall victim. I fall freaking victim every time.
This woman's, guys, I don't even know what to say. This woman's creepy as hell. So listen to what she says there, by the way. You know, if you're a man and you're of this particular height, hey, you don't need to develop a personality, apparently. Right? And I'll agree with that to an extent, guys. I think the men that are highly attractive to women, they don't need to be anything. Like they don't need to be funny. I always see these videos of people trying to convince men that we need to be like some sort of a comedian. You know, the key to a woman's heart is you just have to be incredibly damn funny. You have to be super witty, and the more you can make a woman laugh, the more she's going to like you. And whenever I hear stuff like that, I'm just like, okay, I mean, sure, being funny is probably a good trait, but is it needed? No. If you're attracted, like guys, you think that these dudes who are highly attractive need to be funny, right? That they need to get her laughing or convince her in any capacity to like him? No, man. No. Like, what are we, clowns? Like, we just have to go around trying to make people laugh. Me personally, I'm just not interested in doing that. I think it's stupid, you know. Let's continue into the next clip here. Again, I don't know what this one is. This one's giving a little bit of you know, a dating coach kind of message to me is what I'm receiving here. So we'll take a listen. Is this in fact a dating coach video? I'm hoping I'm wrong, to be honest.
On this app all the time, and I tell you guys to start acting like men. I tell you to be selfish like men are. I tell you to only look out for yourself the way that men do. And every single time I met with women saying, I shouldn't have to act like a man. I'm not a man. It's not fair that I live in a man's world. I shouldn't have to act like them. They're bad people. I shouldn't have to act like them. Now more than ever, you don't have the luxury of being able to decide how you would prefer to act if you want to be treated with respect and you want any kind of leverage or power in this world. You have to act like a man.
Okay, so let's just pause it here. My goodness. So first of all, this woman does not like men. Apparently we're evil, guys. We're just, you know, right out of the gate here from this video. Men are terrible people. Excellent stuff. You know, I find it funny because on the one hand, guys, there are lots of dudes who, the reason why women throw out language like this, what it really comes down to is that the men that they select in dating have absolutely zero interest in taking them serious on any sort of a relationship level. Right. And so what women do is they're like, well, this guy led me on. He manipulated me. He's evil. He's this, he's that. And they become incredibly bitter and jaded about these experiences that they have with these men. And so what they do is they apply this to all men. Number one, I find this funny because obviously not all dudes are going to, some dudes are going to be willing to give you commitment and whatever the case may be. But what's even funnier about this, guys, is women will label you with these sorts of words simply because you won't give them a relationship. This is kind of like a dude going out here and saying that all women are evil because they refuse to have intimacy with him. You know what I mean? Like that, it's the same kind of crap. But at the end of the day, apparently, men are not allowed to decide whether or not they want a relationship with a woman, because if he says no, guys, if men are vague about our intentions, or the translation is we don't want a relationship with a woman, oh, we're just the most evil individual to walk the face of the planet, guys. You know, we're emotionally unintelligent, we lack communication skills, we're little boys, we like other men. I mean, all of the shaming language starts to come out. I find it very funny. Very damn funny when I see this.
Treated with respect and you want any kind of leverage or power in this world, you have to act like a man. You need to be selfish. You need to move selfishly. That little fairy tale shit that you were fed growing up is just that, a fairy tale. It is not real. I mean this in the context of dating. I mean this in the context of every facet of your life. You need to look out for number one, and number one is you. And then everything else is for other women. We do not have the luxury of being able to step into our divine feminine. If your divine feminine still makes you a victim, then it's not very useful, is it?
Oh my goodness. Any woman who uses the words unironically divine feminine, oh my goodness, it's funny because they are the furthest thing from being feminine. Guys, can't you could just feel the femininity, you know, radiating. Oh wait, no, so sorry, this woman is advocating not being feminine, of course, right? So excuse me there. So we're not advocating to have divine femininity. I'm getting a little bit lost in the sauce here, guys. You know, we're just throwing out words that don't make any sense. But at the end of the day, okay, so here's what we have to do. Step number one to securing the man of our dreams, because we've been failing so far. Be incredibly masculine and be incredibly selfish. I mean, hey, what did I say at the start of this? Yep, dating coach, right? Female dating coach. Be selfish, be entitled, be arrogant, be masculine. And of course, what they do is they tie these things in with being a man, because men are inherently awful, we're inherently selfish, and so on.
Divine feminine. If your divine feminine still makes you a victim, then it's not very useful, is it? Act like a man. This is a man's world more than it's ever been. You have enough power to actually get things for yourself, so I suggest you do it. And you're not going to get things from yourself and take things out of the hands of men by being nice. It's not going to happen. Men are selfish. And they know this about themselves. They know this about themselves. I don't care what they've told you. I promise you, they know this about themselves.
I mean, if you want to go down this road, human beings are inherently selfish. Okay, this is just the way humans operate. People who, you know, don't operate at least somewhat selfishly were probably weeded out of the gene pool a very long time ago. I don't know why this woman is like just specifically just directing this at dudes. Everyone's selfish to some sort of degree, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But this whole thing of like, men are selfish, you know, you got to act like a man. You're in a man's world. It's like, oh my goodness, relax. It's funny because these women don't seem to understand, by the way, that feminine women are actually respected. You know, you don't have to be some complete a-hole to get respect from people. That's not how this works. You know, this woman's got the idea that you have to take things from other people and, you know, you have to be incredibly masculine and that's what gets you respect. It's like, no, that's not how this works whatsoever. And also, women don't need to be masculine and selfish in order to get respect. That makes absolutely no sense. You know, some of the most respected people on the face of the planet are like grandmothers and stuff like this, who they didn't go out here and conquer the damn world or anything. They weren't complete a-holes just robbing people and being selfish. But you know what? They brought up a hell of a lot of people. They were great for their communities. They were great for their family. Guys, I'm thinking back to my my grandmother. she was absolutely fantastic. Had a lot of respect for that woman. Everybody had a lot of respect for that woman. You know, she made sure everyone was okay, making them food and so on. And like the family unit wouldn't have been nearly anything it was without her. A lot of respect there. Was she selfish? No. Well, at least I don't think so. You know, maybe on some minute level, like every human being, sure. Was she incredibly masculine? Was she an a-hole? No. Like women get this idea that you just have to be a piece of crap in order to be deserving of respect. That's not how that works at all, man. And you can get a hell of a lot of respect as a woman if you're a feminine person.
I don't care what they've told you. I promise you, they know this about themselves. And they have made no effort to change it. If there's any kind of man that comes on here and it's like women's rights, women deserve this, he's doing that because he's getting clout off of it and he's getting paid for it. They do not give a fuck about you. I don't know how many times it needs to be repeated, how many lessons you need to learn for that to sink in.
Yeah, hey, I kind of tuned out for a second there, but yeah, I'll agree. If I heard that correctly, these dudes jumping on the internet campaigning for like women's rights and crap, oh yeah, they're completely full of it. You know, giving dating advice to women, never settle, queen, you're the best. What was that guy's name? I think it was Derek Jackson. Wasn't it Derek Jackson who like sold a whole bunch of bullcrap to women? You know, like, I don't know if he was on the women's rights train, but he was certainly on just lying to women, telling them everything they wanted to hear. And this guy, at the end of it, wasn't he like cheating on his wife or something? I feel bad for the wife, man. This guy was like a complete nut job. Everybody, all the dudes knew that he was so full of it, guys. He became so popular because he was selling books to women and everything. Turns out he's a giant piece of crap. Yeah, I'll believe that. You know, the dudes who are out here campaigning for like women's rights and giving them dating advice to never settle and so on and so forth. Yeah, these guys are scammers, man. They're complete liars. I've said this, guys, one of the, like, if you're looking to make a lot of money on the internet, just go start lying to women on TikTok, man. That's just, you know, it's like the new form of, you know, making money these days, guys, is how much nonsense can you tell modern women over on TikTok and they'll just believe it. Like, how many dating coaches have I covered that get on here and rant about divine femininity and make videos exactly like this one, and they just sell women exactly what they want to hear, and women believe this nonsense. It's great, man. You're looking to make a quick bag, you're looking to make a career, guys, hell, go and make a TikTok account and start you know, advocating for women's rights and you know, sell them some sort of overpriced course on getting their dream man and about how men need to do everything for them. It'll work out great.
Fuck about you. I don't know how many times it needs to be repeated, how many lessons you need to learn for that to sink in. They don't care about you. They care about number one. We have seen it time and time again. You need to be selfish and leave the fairy tale behind. And as much as I want to tell you this message in a nice way, it's not sinking in when I do. Either you're going to get your ass handed to you, or you're going to listen to me, the mean lady who's giving you the harsh truths. Take it from me. Take it from me.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm just getting creeped out, man. You know, like this woman is coming across very, very strangely to me. You know, she's got this whole persona on about how she's like directing women and she's putting on the mean face because she needs to tell them the harsh truths. I just think this woman's a complete psycho, man. Like, she's trying to do this thing where she's coming across as authentic and giving the women the truths they need. But really, we're not even saying anything that I would really classify as some sort of groundbreaking truth here. We're just saying that men are selfish and that you need to be selfish. Like, what is this? What is this, man?
You need to prioritize yourself. And
You
you need to
queen.
do whatever you need to do to secure power and resources for yourself. And then you need to put other women on and elevate them. These men are not your friend. They're not. And they know this. You just don't. Before you get in my comment section saying gender wars, social media, gender wars, pick up a fucking history book. This has been the case long before social media was a thing. Pick up a fucking history book and take your head out of your ass.
Yeah, you tell them. You tell them what is going on over on TikTok, man. Every time I get a video sent to me, it's like they just progressively get worse and worse and more psychotic and more unhinged. Let's continue into the next one. I don't know what this is. Thank goodness I don't have to watch it a second time, even though it'll be just as bad. What on earth is going on, woman? Let's take a listen.
We all saw this one, right? someone sent me this one. These videos remind me of this one. If you didn't see it, this man humiliates his future wife while he's saying vows in front of everybody. He makes sexual jokes. It's really, really gross. The women in these videos are being put in physically or emotionally dangerous situations.
Okay, let's look. I'll admit it's a little bit cringe to make some weird vows. I haven't seen the video. She didn't play it. Right, but getting hosed by a dude, right, because he makes a joke, like, come on, we're talking about physical and emotional safety. Like, get the hell out of here. You could say that these jokes and these things were made in poor taste, but emotional and physical safety, maybe I missed the first one. Let's go back here for a second and just really kind of confirm. So what happens here? This woman gets pushed in like some water, and then what's this one? I didn't see that. The rest of that, she cut it off. This woman's getting absolutely hosed, right? So yeah, so dangerous, so terrible. I mean, you can claim that these things are in poor taste, right? A bit immature, whatever. But you try and come out here and you start throwing around the words dangerous, like, get the hell out of here, man. I can get behind you. Like, I don't think that weird jokes have any place in like vows or whatever personally. But, you know, some people, they like to make their jokes. If the wife's cool with it, it's whatever. But these women, they just have to make everything into like, oh, I felt unsafe. I felt physically endangered. And worse yet, I felt emotionally endangered. Like, can we just stop this nonsense? This is why men don't want to interact with you. Check this out. Let me just scroll it down. This is what she labels this crap as, right? You're being put in physically or emotionally dangerous situations. What is an emotionally dangerous situation? Can somebody please explain that to me? What on earth?
Physically or emotionally dangerous situations by the people who claim to love them. It's relatively common to see women's pain or discomfort as the butt of jokes. And a lot of the times, the defense to that is she's laughing, she's playing along. That ignores the cultural context. Men are dangerous.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, you see, this is why dudes don't even joke around. This is why dudes don't approach women. The default here is just that men are dangerous. So this like husband is like hosing his wife down as a joke. She's laughing. You know, you could argue that later it was probably annoying or she was actually annoyed by this, whatever. But to come out here and just say men are dangerous, this woman has no idea what danger even is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the men were truly dangerous, let me tell you, this wouldn't take the form of a damn joke. You see what I'm saying? Like, I see videos like this all the time, guys, where women don't even seem to understand what actually constitutes danger. They think that choosing a bear over a man, okay, is more safe. Like, come on, get the hell out of here. And this is exactly the kind of stuff, by the way, why men just stop interacting with women, right? This is the kind of crap that gets women used for, and I say used in quotations because they do it to the dudes as well, right? It takes two to tango. But this is why dudes will meet up with a woman, have bedroom fun with her, and then not speak to her in between it. They'll be like, no interactions, no talking, no trying to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes just opt out. If you want to treat men like they're dangerous, if you want to treat men like they're awful human beings, men are not going to connect with you on any sort of level that you want. You know, they might do the intimacy, but good luck trying to get a relationship out of a man. Like, if a woman thinks that I'm dangerous, guys, I don't want to talk to her. I'm not looking to try and catch some court case. I don't want to talk to these women anyway. Okay, but if you're walking around with the idea that men are dangerous, you can be damn well sure I'm not approaching these women. You know, like, I don't want the cops called on me because I said something that was slightly inappropriate or taken the wrong way, or I made a joke and she didn't like it. You know, I'm not, why would you risk your job? Why would you risk your own safety? You know, you got cops pulling up to your house and things like this. Not worth it, man. You want to think that men are dangerous? Fine, but don't come crying when men don't want to deal with you. Lovely haircut, by the way.
Embarrassing men is a dangerous thing to do. Doing anything, especially as a woman, that could make a man feel emasculated or embarrassed is dangerous. It can be physically dangerous, like when a man comes on to you and you tell him no. He may lash out at you verbally or physically. Because a lot of men have very minimal experience with real accountability when they become adults who in a relationship are told something that they did was hurtful, it feels like an attack. They internalize that they are bad because their behavior hurt someone.
I mean, no, men internalize that they're bad because you sit here and you tell them that they are dangerous. You know? Like, holy hell, these women are complete nut jobs, man.
Because someone has an issue with the impact of their behavior, they feel like their intent is being questioned and they feel disrespected or embarrassed or ashamed. And men are not taught how to have negative reactions to things or process that unless it's through anger or deflection or, again, pushing it down, feeling bad about yourself. Young boys have this practice withheld from them. They are discouraged from learning the skills of self-regulation and healthy coping mechanisms. So when they're upset, the people around them get hurt. I can guarantee every woman has had an experience, even young. I can think of it in elementary school when a boy has said something cruel to me and it was safer for me to swallow it or deal with it or change my expectations than speak up because teachers were going to brush it off, because he was going to say cruel things to me in response or spread rumors, or I'd heard stories about that happening to friends. Just because someone has put up with bad, mean, hurtful behavior for 10, 15, 20, 30 years doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Just because these people feel like it is safer to deal with cruelty than to speak up against it doesn't mean it's okay.
Okay, so let's pause it here, right? If these husbands, if these boyfriends are so emotionally dangerous, if they're so physically dangerous, just leave then. I'm so sick of hearing this excuse like, oh, I can't leave because, and then they just can't come up with anything. It's dangerous to leave. These women can leave at any time. She could have said no to the marriage, but see, this woman's argument, right, is like the women can't say no because they're in danger. Like, so the thing here is that we're just operating under the assumption that women are not adults and they can't use their words. You know, she got married because she was forced to then. Right? Women can't say no because there's too much danger present. It removes all accountability from the women whatsoever. Now, I will say this. I'm sure there are dudes who will flip out if they get rejected and things like this. There's bad apples. I don't doubt this whatsoever. But, you know, there's bad apples every single direction you look. Also, the whole thing about men spreading rumors about you, I find hilarious considering this is something that women damn well invented. You know, dudes trying to spread rumors. I mean, come on now. Like, dudes can barely care enough or even, you know, like, men are bad at reputation sabotaging. Let me just say that. Women, quite frankly, invented this garbage. But yeah, guys, you know, these women in these marriages, these horrible, terrible marriages where she got a hose pointed at her, obviously victims and so on. I think that this woman is probably just bitter that she's not a wife or a long-term girlfriend, to be honest with you. That's probably it. That's my final verdict on the matter. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. That last one was a complete headache. Hope she feels emotionally safe having made that video and posted it out to, like, Lord knows how many random people. But we're going to be leaving it there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.